And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to day 23 of 31 Days of Monsters. I'm Graham Nolan, your host. If you see a tail wagging there, that's Pumpkin. Yes, hello, Pumpkin. She's a little upset because she had to sit through this movie. Uh, just when I thought that nothing could get worse than the Dunwich Horror, I was wrong. The Dunwich Horror I watched and fast forwarded through some places. This one I shut off after half an hour. It sucked on every level. The acting was terrible. The special effects are terrible. The uh, the characterizations were terrible. I've seen better special effects in 1950s movies, better costumes. The freaking Tabanga from Hell It Came looked better than this, and he's a walking tree. I don't know. This was terrible. Evidently, it was made for Shutter, the Shutter network. They financed this thing. Woof, man. I had it on this morning. Typically, I watch this stuff the night before, but my schedule has been off because of dealing with the flood and categorizing things and all that kind of stuff. So I've been having to watch the last couple ones in the morning before the show, and so this morning I put it on, thinking, okay, I'll get this in and we'll do our show. But like I said, I had it on for half an hour, and I said, okay, that's it. I'm going to the gym. So that's what I did. For all of you that actually sat and watched through the whole thing, I'm sorry. I really am. Let's see who actually did watch it through to the end, if anybody. I suppose if you paid for it, you probably sat through it. This one I didn't have to because it was on Shutter. So, we come off a good one yesterday, which I did have to pay for because it wasn't anywhere else. Videodrome. And then we go to this one. Whew. All right, let's see. Leg kick one is here. Passmaster Dan, Anthony Mark, Dr. Mask's Retro Elixir. Oh, and by the way, that's why there was no trailer for this thing. I wasn't going to subject anybody to any of those images twice. So I thought I'd just throw a Joe Frankenstein 3 in there, which is funding, by the way, along with Escape from Monster Island. So check those two out. If you go to my website at compasscomics.com, right there, right there, it'll take you to the links to the Indiegogo campaigns. And Dr. Mass says also, what better than a monster comic during 31 Days of Monsters? There is still time to back Joe Frankenstein, The Eye of Ra. All righty. Man of War 665, Neighbor of the Beast, says, Hail Amigos. Dan Genovese is here. Marcus Kellegrew. And he has the Escape from Monster Island link there. Thank you. Master Baker 78 says, hail to the chat. Dragon Dancer, knock, 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 knock. Translation, it's crazy ball time. Oh, Lord. Man of War says, so I'm assuming by the preemptive apology, this one was less than stellar. Yeah, I think a priest would have given me at least 12 Hail Marys for this one. Robo Squibs says, Psycho Goreman seemed slightly interesting. Yeah, slightly. Not sure which part. I guess the concept sounded cool. I like when you do comedy horror or comedy sci-fi if it's done well. The dialogue for the alien creature got old fast because it was all about death, destruction. It's like just a one note. The little girl, is just horrible. She is so unlikable. So I'm not willing to see her arc change around. She's just a horrible character. Yeah, there you go. Dr. Mass says pumpkin. At a noon, you are acclimating, Graham? I'm not sure what that means, Past Master Dan. Mrs. Stippling has a little heart for pumpkin. She's upstairs ringing the bells, but I just had her out, so I know she doesn't have to go. She probably just wants to lay in the sun. Into Paint says, just got here. God damn, that movie looks like it sucked. And you'd be right. Based art department, Hail Graham in chat. First time catching the Halloween streams. Oh, okay, cool. I'm sorry. Wow, I'm sorry it was this one. I think we just lost a customer, folks. First time catching Halloween screams. Also, already know about the prestige of Psycho Goreman. LOL. Okay, well, at least you knew what you were getting into. And Tom Tuttle has a Ghostbusters reference here. I looked at the trap, Ray. Did you see that picture of Andy yesterday on last night's Professionals? His high school picture. He looked like Vinkman. Oh. Plumbing. Past Master Dan is referring to the leak that I had at the fulfillment center. Uh, yeah, it was a hot water tank. Well, I don't have to fix it. That's the landlord's problem. He's a retired pipe fitter, so I got no problems with that. And I met with the assessor yesterday, and that did not go well. No, we definitely had some differences in opinion. So we're gonna see how that works out. But I'm not counting my sheep that it's gonna do well. Uh, Dr. Mask is honest. He says, I didn't want to pay for it, so I skipped it. Okay, I'll give you a pass on this. That it was your uh, ability to read between the lines there and see that this one was a turd and there's no reason to pay for it. So I say, bravo to you. Based art department, have you been wanting to put the insurance people through a horror movie? Yes. To a ringer, too, if you want to know the truth. Mrs. Stippling watched Wolverine versus Deadpool instead. Good choice. Pass. Pass on it. Rob Younce did not watch. Yes, please sign up for over at my mailing list. That way you can get updated on all Compass Comics things. Um, things that are coming out, appearances I'll be at, all sales, all that kind of stuff, coupons. I watched the kill count about this movie and it was amusing, but yeah, wouldn't want to watch through. Yeah. Well, sometimes the worst movies are the fun ones to talk about, though. If it's so great, it's like, oh, this is so wonderful. I love it. That could be boring. Dennis Shoemate says this one sounds different. And you are correct. Rob Fell says, well, I did watch based on the fact that I liked Manborg, which was a deliberate take on 80s cheese, and The Void, which is nothing like Psycho Gorman at all. Yeah, same director did those other two films. I have not seen those. I will not now. Light Kick One says Cecil liked this one. Well, that says more about Cecil, doesn't it? JP Roca made it in. He asked what's good. Cecil got his YouTube show shut down the other day. That's not cool. The thought police are at it again. I think it was supposed to be kind of schlocky horror and comedy, but ended up just being crap. Agreed. That's why it was on the list, because when I read about it, I thought, "Oh, well, this could be funny. This could be cute." It doesn't have to have a big budget to be fun. Just has to have a good script and good actors. This had neither. Dr. Mass says, "Let's talk about The Bride of Frankenstein since I just watched it." Frank had a pretty big body count in that one. Yeah, Bride of Frankenstein's an awesome movie. Not as good as the first one, but it is great. N2 Paint says critics and fans seem to like this movie. All right. Hey, everybody's entitled to their own taste. There's a lot of cheese movies I like. Yes, Chris, worst movie this season then. What did I miss here, Rob? She was in the background a few minutes ago. Oh, Pumpy. Pumpkin? Is that what you're referring to? I know we only watch a movie once, but would love to do a top 31 from Graham Nolan. Now that's an idea. That's actually a good idea. Maybe we could do something when the 31 days is over. I mean, not immediately after, but maybe at another point in the year. Uh, just so we have some more monster movies to talk about. Do a top 31. That could be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm going to give that some thought. Good idea, Rob. Dragon Dancer, it wasn't funny enough. Agreed. I thought Mimi was an over the top crazy girl. Agreed. No swearing or boobs, though. Uh, PG was PG. Yeah. I mean, it could have used some boobs. It would have made it better. If we're being completely honest, Dragon Dancer, it would have helped elevate this movie a little bit. Stippling like last night's Bros. Oh, this sounds like a nightmare. I got a jack-legged faucet I have to tackle. Plumber's door in the screw head I can't get out. And a screw head he can't get out. Ugh. You got to get one of those uh, drill bits that goes into the screw, and it's a reverse thing, and then you put it in reverse, and it'll take that thing out. I know I keep saying I gotta get one of those because a lot of times I'll get a strip screw, and I'm like, ah, shit. Uh, Flood sale? Yeah, I don't know about a flood sale. I do have scratch and dents, and I'm gonna do one of those. If there's some, slightly water damaged ones, I might be able to save. I'll do that. Um, and if they bone me on the return, on what they give me, I'll see if I can't write the losses off on my taxes too. But is what it is. You can't fight City Hall sometimes. I can yell from the top of the hill just as long as I can, but then at some point I got to say, okay, back to work. Uh, Had to have mediation through state versus Allstate for Katrina, then sue them 2 years ago for Ida. Insurance companies are the best. I don't know if you guys can smell the sarcasm in that, but I could. Yeah, and this is a truism. Insurance is great up until the time you need it. Oh, they're wonderful as long as you pay on time. As soon as you call them, whoa, Oh, you got to send over invoices. You got to send over proof of this, proof of that. They might even ask for taxes. Ugh. Oh, Rick didn't make it as long as I did. I figured as the host, I had to get in at least 30 minutes and give it a shot. Rick checked out 11 minutes in. He tapped. Yeah. Did you see all the roots he had to cut through too? Yeah, okay. I'm sure if Cecil likes this one, he was heavily drunk or doped up on something, Stippling says. Yeah, maybe halfway to Halloween would be the time to do that. 30 best 31. Hold on, I gotta yell up to Pumpkin. She's ringing that door like there we go. uh, Referring to boobs, it certainly helped vampire lovers. Movie is so good, we're talking tax deductions. Can't fight City Hall. This is the beginning of Graham's Killdozer arc. All right, guys. Um, so tomorrow, I'm making no promises. We have Freaks of Nature. Again, this is a semi-comedy horror. Uh, Again, it sounds like it could be good. It might stink. I don't know. I'll find out. After that, we have I think, a pretty good run because then we have Bubba Hotep, which I have seen, and it's a solid B movie. The Witch and Lake Mungo are well reviewed films that I have not seen, and then the last four are Piranha, which is fun. Gorgo, another fun classic. When Worlds Collide, great George Pal film, and of course the apex of them all, The Thing from Another World. So I think if we get over the hump tomorrow, we'll be good to go. So until then, my friends, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you then. Have a good one.